Now let's look into the most important concept. That's the difference between a tool and a plugin. So you should be very clear. You should make a clear distinction between a tool and plugin, so that when you are working on Jenkins, you will have a clarity of uh, how and what you are doing. You should never be confused with a tool and a plugin. So tools are the acting devices, and they fulfills the requirements of the Jenkins script. And this could be a third party softwares or which should be installed to do certain types of activities such as Maven for build, Docker for containers, etc. So tools are normally a generally a third party softwares where we use those softwares, we install those softwares either in some other server or or inside the server where Jenkins is installed. It could be either way, but these are absolutely built by somebody else, and those tools are installed, and then you take the home directory of that, either binary or whatever it may be, like Java home or Maven home that we have discussed earlier. You take that and you integrate that with our Jenkins. So you this is called the configuration, global tool configuration. This is called tool configuration. Okay, this is what a tool is, the one which actually does a work. Example, Sonar Cube for static code analysis, and Maven for build, Ant for build, Gradle for build, Docker for containers, Kubernetes for container orchestration, and we have many more, and Nexus and Postman. We have plenty of servers, and we use even for the feedback. There are different tools. Prometheus for the feedback. So these are all built by third party softwares. These are all third party softwares, but we are using it for our purpose. To use that, you have to make a connection between the third party software and your Jenkins. But how will you do that? How can you establish a connection? For that, we use a plugin. So plugins are the primary means of the enhancing the functionality of a Jenkins environment to suit organization or user specific needs. So for example, if I want to build a pipe, build an artifact, that's my requirement, that's my organization need. So now what all I require? So let me open the sticky note, and so tool versus plugin. So now my requirement, that's organization need, is to build an artifact from source code. So how can I do that? For that, what is my requirement? I just want to automate this, automate the build process of an artifact. Okay, so now how can I do that? What all things are required to build an artifact from source code? We need build tools. So build tools, either could be Maven or Ant or Gradle. Then I need to fetch source code from GitHub. For that, I require source code manager, SCM. So that is Git tool. Then in addition to that, after building, to give the feedback, and you can attach more tools, but for this example, this is more than enough. Okay, so out of which Maven I'm going to use, and Gradle I'm not going to use. Okay, and for Maven it require a dependency. For that, I need JDK, Java Development Kit also. So this is what my requirement. Now Maven, JDK, Git, these are all third party tools. So what I can do is I can I can install these tools in my Jenkins server. Okay, so tools have been installed, but how can you connect with them? How can you connect these tools with the Jenkins? So how can you connect these tools with Jenkins application. So that's where your plugin comes. So Jenkins community has developed plugins. When you install a plugin inside the Jenkins application, so it creates an environment that you can connect a tool, a third-party tool with the Jenkins. Example, let's take an example of Maven. So for Maven, you are going to install the Maven plugin first. So after the plugin has been installed, so then you install Maven inside the server. So now after installing the plugin and then Maven, so because of Maven plugin, you will get an environment where you can establish a connection between the Maven inside the server and then Maven plugin which is inside the application. So how do you do that? A window opens. Let me show that window. Manage Jenkins global tool configuration, and here let me check to the Maven directly. So these windows all will be opened after plugin installation. If you do not install plugin of Gradle, you will not find this. If you do not install Ant, you will not find that. If you do not install Maven plugin, you would have not found this. So that's what I'm saying. The plugin enhances that. It creates an environment. Once it is created, then you can add your Ant. For example, I have added Ant. So now I will click on. So here you can give the Ant directory where in your server, in Jenkins server, you have installed Ant, like example user and then lib and then JVM. So that home address you can provide here. So with this is called a connection, making a connection, establishing a connection between a Jenkins and then that application. So that's what I'm saying. I hope you got it now. So that's what the primary difference between a a tool and a plugin. So now let's do that. Let's do an exercise on this to demonstrate the differences between the Jenkins tools and then Jenkins plugins. So for that, let's get into our Jenkins and take me back to the dashboard. So and here you can find that. So let me click on manage Jenkins. So I'll go to global tool configuration. The first step I'm gonna do is so tools versus plugins exercise. So here the first step for me is to the first step here I'm gonna do is so I will uninstall Maven from the Jenkins app. Then we will uninstall Maven plugin also, and we will look into global tool configuration. This is one, and second one, we will install only Maven plugin and we will execute the existing pipeline, existing job, and we'll see what's going to happen. See the output. And finally we will install Maven and attach or connect Maven with the Jenkins and run the job. So these are the things, activities that we are going to do in this exercise. So let's begin with uninstalling Maven from the Jenkins app. So let me directly go down here. So click on Maven installations. So we have one. So let me take up this. So now there are nothing. So let me cancel this. So now if you see, there are no installations, no Maven installation, list of Maven installations on the system. And let me save this and let me cross check that whether we have any Maven tool which is configured with our system or not. So no tool, Maven is completely empty. Okay, and I'm just clearing off everything so that we can create an environment where we can demonstrate the differences between tool and a plugin. Okay, then I will go to the plugins. Let me get into the plugins. This is manage plugins, and let me check installed plugins and click on Maven. You see that? Let's take this example. Let's Git plugin. We will it's Git this plugin integrates Git with Jenkins. So, and Git branch source plugin, that is disable this, and let's disable Git plug Git. So of course these are all default one, so that's the reason. So we have completely, there is no Git now. So at this moment there is no Git, and let's scroll down more and we will find out OWASP PAM pipeline. Pipeline will leave it like that. Pipeline Groovy. Yes. Okay. So now let's restart it. We have done some changes. We have disabled some plugins, and let's restart it and we'll see. It's gonna take some time. We'll just wait for it. Okay, it's done. So now let us get into the manage Jenkins and go to the global tool configuration, and now let us see. Okay, let me save the changes and let me get into the manage plugins. So, and so adds Apache and support to Jenkins, and I took out Apache, sorry, and few more. Let me cross check. eCharts font awesome API. So this is a by default Git client plugin, and this is a by default which are there, so we cannot. Okay, what it's saying for Git, this the plugin cannot be disabled. Okay, so Git cannot be disabled, so let's leave it. It's so Gradle, we'll do it for the Gradle now. So Gradle, so Git cannot be disabled, we'll do it for the Gradle. And okay, so the changes will affect when you restart the Jenkins. Restart once. So now it's got restarted. So let's get into the manage Jenkins, and let's click on global tool configuration. Now let's scroll down a bit. Scroll down a bit. JDK is there, Git is there, Maven is there. That's it. Gone. That's it. It's gone. Gradle gone, and and even Ant is also gone. So now, is it possible for you to install or connect that actual Ant tool with this? No, it's not possible. That's why we say tool tools are the acting devices, whereas plugins are the primary means of enhancing the functionality of a Jenkins. Just look into that, the difference, the subtle difference between tool and a plugin. So I hope you got the difference. So that's what the plugin is. So now, so what will we do is, let me get here sticky note. So done. So after that, we have looked into the global tool configuration, and we found that so without plugin, it is impossible to connect an actual third-party tool with our Jenkins. So this is proved, hence proved. So I'll mark. Okay. So now what will we do is we'll install only, we will install and execute the job without the tool. So let me get into the manage Jenkins, global tool configuration again, and scroll down, come to the Maven. So at this moment, there is no tool attached with the Maven, correct? Let me check that global tool configuration. Here we have clear, there is no Maven installation. So at the same time, let me get into the our server and clear the screen, and let me check the Maven version. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's my mistake. Maven version, it's Apache Maven 3.6.3. So this one I have to uninstall first before I executing a plan, because there should not be a Maven installation at all. So let me do apt purge and Maven. So now it's asking, do you want to continue? Yes, of course. I want to uninstall it. Now let me check Maven version. User bin Maven, no such file or directory. That's it. So now let's get into our Jenkins, and you see there is no Maven installation. So let's build the same pipe, same job, and let's see what's going to happen. So I would create a new item. Here I would say Jenkins tools versus Jenkins plugins. Okay. So and I'll go with the freestyle project, and I would copy from first this one, Maven versions, and let me click OK, and we'll keep versioning the artifact. No, not that. To see the difference between the tool and plugin. So we'll keep rest all same, get the repository from there, then package we'll keep it same, or install, whichever is fine. I'll make it install, then version commands, and I will add post build section, that is email notification. So recipients send email for every unstable build. Send separate emails to individuals who broke the build. That's okay. Enough. Let me save it. And let us run this Jenkins tool versus Jenkins plugins and see what's gonna happen. I have built it. I clicked on the build now. I'm waiting for that. It's failed. Unfortunately, it's failed. So now let's look into that. Let's look into the console output and what's going to happen. As usual, it started with cloning the repository, remote git repository, as we have a git tool and then git plugin. It successfully worked, and it has brought the git repository. Then after that, what had happened? Let's scroll down a bit more, and here the failure has come. Failure has come. So, but where it is? What had happened? So, build step, invoke top level Maven targets, marked build as a failure. So, sending emails to Surya Charan. First commit all done. Then after that, it has, we have to wait for a few more minutes to get it. So, sending emails to, oh, okay, the issue with the email. Okay, that's fine. No issue. Could not connect to host, port localhost 25, timeout. So it could not send. That's okay. Then there was no tool and it was failed. Okay, let's get into the workspace. No target directory. Whatever it has fetched, that only we have. There is no target directory has been created because nothing had happened. Okay, so let's build it one more time and see what's going to happen. Second again failed, and let's build third time and failed. And one more time. It will fail again and again until we solve the issue. So what is the issue here? Here the issue is there is no tool to build. There is no Maven tool to build. So I can solve this issue within a second. So let's get to this one. So we have simulated this one also. Now let us solve the issue by installing Maven tool. Okay. So let me get into the configure, and let me get into the dashboard and manage Jenkins, and click on global tool configuration. Come down, scroll a bit down, Maven, add Maven, and let me name it as Maven 3, and install automatically. Okay, that's fine. Save, apply, and build the same pipeline. Sorry, build the same job. So go back to the builds and you scroll down, you see tools versus Jenkins tools versus plugin. Yeah, let me click here, and I started building the same pipeline. Yeah, let me click now. Build scheduled. Okay, let me create new item. Tools versus plugins, and freestyle project. Copy from first. Okay, general enabled, you have this, and build steps Maven 3 top level. You can see that Maven 3. Yeah, it's set up, and rest all fine. Let me save, and let me click on build. It should work. It's taking some time, but finally it should be built. That's it. It's done. It is successful. You can check the console output directly and scroll down a bit more, and here you'd see build success. And here is your vprofile v2.war, and this files also has been executed. Let me scroll up a bit up, and then go to the workspace and look for the target, and here it is. You see that vprofile v2.war. So now let me go to the versions now. Workspace and versions. You see that date and time. So let me it's taking some time. Okay, it's done. So now let us simulate one more case. So now, in spite of using, so the third one here, used I have used automatic installation. In this case, I used automatic installation. So now I will take out that automatic installation, and then I will run the same project. So configure, it keeps let me get to the tools, manage Jenkins, global tool configuration, and edit Maven installation, install automatically, remove and save it. And let's get back to our dashboard and take the same pipeline, tools versus plugins. Now let's execute. No tool, no build. No tool, no build. Even though if you have a plugin, it doesn't matter. No tool means no build, because that's what actually does the work. That's what is working. That's what the agent which is doing work. That's what is actually acting. Whereas plugin is enhancing, whereas this is actually acting. This is actually doing the work, and this guy is enhancing the capability of Jenkins by, so that the Jenkins can connect with the external tool, whereas the tool is the one which is actually doing. So now let's get back to our Jenkins. But this time what we are going to do is, so this one is also proven automatic. If there is no automatic installation, it doesn't work. So now we have removed the automatic installation. We will manually install the Maven tool inside the Jenkins server, and we will connect that Maven with the Jenkins, and finally we will run the same job and we'll see what's going to happen. Okay, so let me get into our yeah, I got into the Jenkins server. Clear apt update. Apt install Maven. So once Maven is installed, we will find out the location where Maven is there. So I'd say Maven version. That's my mistake. I'm doing the same mistake again and again. Yeah, Maven home. This is what we require. We have to place this. We have to copy this Maven home directory, and this is the home. User share is the home of the Maven. So I have copied this Maven home directory, and I'm gonna put this in tools configuration so that I can connect an external tool with the Jenkins. So let me get into the global tool configuration directly. I'll scroll down to the Maven tool and I will click on Maven installation, and I will, so Maven 3, and here it's asking Maven home, and here it is mentioned, sorry, here it is mentioned Maven home. So this Maven home directory should be placed here. I will paste it. There is no, what's the issue? User forward slash, absolutely correct, no issue. Is there any space? There is no space. That's okay. It's looking for the spelling. So rest all fine. Let me save it. So this is what we call is making a connection between an external tool and with the Jenkins. This connection is made possible by plugin. So now it should be very clear. So this is also done. Now it's time to run the job. So I will take the same job. Let me go to the dashboard. I would find the same job which is failed again and again because lack of tool. So now, oh, not this one. I will take the capital one tool. Yeah, this one. And now let me build it. So 4 times it's failed. Now let's build it 5th time. No, before that I just want to check the, I just want to configure this one. So whether the tool has been attached. Yes, it's there. Maven 3. So let me get back to the tools plugin and build. The 5th time it started with the red notion, but let's wait what's going to happen. Waiting and waiting. It's done. It's successful. Why? Because of tool. Why? Because of connecting a tool with the Jenkins. So your job has been successful. You can check the console output. Directly scroll down the dead end. You see that you build success, and you can find your target folder, and this also has been deployed. So let me get into the workspace, and if you find the target directory here, you just get into that and you can see the v profile v2.var. That's our package. Now let me get into the workspace again, and here I am gonna jump into the versions and we'll see how many versions are there. You see, these are the initial 2 versions when we have used automatic installation of Jenkins, but this time we used the manual installation and connecting the Jenkins with our connecting the tool with our Jenkins. You see that? And I'll execute one more time and we'll build more versions. Nothing is going to happen. So let's build more versions. It's 120. The time is 120. So we should get 120. You see that? 1320. So let me, yeah, I think this proves a point that Jenkins plugin is not same as the tool. Jenkins plug Jenkins plugin is not actually the tool. So this is very important for you to understand from the very beginning, because Jenkins is going to integrate with a lot of tools. Jenkins itself does not have many capabilities. So the capabilities are the features comes from the plugin and the settings that you make. If you are going to use any tool, then you can manage different versions of the tool from global tool configuration. So like Node.js, Gradle, Ant, um, many more, SonarCube, Docker, Kubernetes, Postman, many more. These are the external tools. Or Git, you can have more versions of it if you want. Or JDK, Java Development Kit. So JDK, you need to give, I think. So you need to give the username and password. It gives you a link, and please enter the username and password. So that's the Oracle account. So if you want to install a JDK automatically, I'll show that also. Mm, Manage Jenkins, global tool configuration, and directly come down to the JDK. Here it is. So let me click here. So we have gone for the manual installation by providing a Java home directory. So now I'll click on JDK here one more time, and this time I would give a version something else, Java 5. Just here we will go for the install automatically. Now add installer. You have three options: either run shell command, run batch command, or extract .zip or .r. Okay. So whatever the one you use, so let me select run extract. So now what I have to do is I have to provide the URL for the binary file and subdirectory of extracted archive, and click on this, so it's gonna install. So this is what automatic installation in Java. Or else there is a one more way, you directly get this uh, binary file from Oracle. For that you have to provide the Java Oracle account credentials. So with different tools, there are different ways of installing it. I think first you can try with the system tool, like install the tool directly in the system. If that's not working out for you, then you can go for the global tool configuration. So with this, we have proved that tool and plugin are not same.